In the city of Bardaman, a powerful king and a kind queen ruled with wisdom. They had 3 sons, handsome young princes, all grown up and ready for marriage. One day, the king called his sons to the royal court and said, "My beloved children, every human being has a life partner destined by the Almighty. Now it is time for you to begin your own households, but I have not chosen brides for you. Instead, you will decide your fate. Take your bows and arrows, and wherever your arrows land, that will be where you find your bride." The 3 princes obeyed and shot their arrows. The eldest prince's arrow landed in a farmer's garden. The farmer's beautiful daughter came forth, holding the arrow. The second prince's arrow fell in a wealthy merchant's garden. The merchant's graceful daughter brought the arrow back, but the youngest prince's arrow soared so high that no one could see where it went. He searched for hours until he reached a quiet forest pond. There, on a lotus flower, sat a frog with the arrow in its mouth. The prince pleaded, "Please, return my arrow." The frog replied softly, "I will return it only if you take me as your wife." The prince was shocked. "How can a prince marry a frog? To. But then he remembered his father's words. One must accept what fate has written. So, with hesitation, the prince carried the frog back to the palace. The king, though worried, said, "My son, if destiny has chosen a frog bride for you, then we must accept it." The weddings took place. The elder princes married their beautiful brides, and the youngest prince married the frog. Some time later, the king sighed, "I wish to see which of your wives can make the finest royal garment for me." The elder princes felt Succuboth, their wives, was skilled in embroidery, but the youngest prince was troubled. "How can my wife, a frog, make a royal garment?" Seeing his sorrow, the frog said gently, "Do not be sad. Every night ends with the promise of a new dawn. Eat, rest, and leave the rest to me." When the prince fell asleep, the frog slipped outside, shed airskin, and transformed into a breathtaking princess. Summoning her maids, she ordered, "Make me a robe worthy of a king." By morning, a magnificent garment of gold and silver thread awaited. At court, the king dismissed the elder prince's garments, one, too plain for even a farmer. The others so poorly made that no one would wear it. But when he saw the youngest prince's garment, his eyes sparkled with joy. "This robe is fit for a king." The king then said, "Now, I wish to see whose wife can prepare the most delicious meal." The elder princes brought royal cooks to help them. The youngest prince once again despaired, but the frog reassured him. "Do not worry, a feast shall be prepared that even kings will envy." That night, she shed her skin once more and became the radiant princess. With her maids, she prepared a royal banquet. By morning, the prince found a table set with fragrant dishes, rich with flavor. At court, the king tasted the elder prince's dishes and grew furious they were burnt and inedible. But when he tasted the youngest prince's food, the aroma alone filled the hall. He exclaimed, "Marvelous! This surpasses even a royal feast." The king declared again, "Tonight there shall be a grand banquet. Bring your wives, for I wish to see who is the most graceful dancer." The youngest prince's heart sank. How could a frog ever dance? But the frog comforted him. "Go to the banquet alone. When thunder roars, tell them, my wife arrives in her chariot." At the feast, the elder brothers' wives glittered in silk and jewels, dazzling the crowd. Suddenly, thunder shook the palace walls. The youngest prince smiled and said, "Do not fear. That is my wife." Arriving, all eyes turned to the entrance. Through the great doors entered a princess of otherworldly beauty. She wore a gown of shimmering sky blue, embroidered with silver stars, her presence radiant like moonlight. The hall fell silent, every gaze fixed upon her. When the music began, she stepped gracefully onto the stage. With each turn and movement, she seemed to weave magic in the air. The entire hall stood enchanted by her dance. When the elder brothers' wives attempted to dance, their jewels fell off and struck the king, angering him so much that he left the performance midway. And so it was revealed. True beauty is not what the eyes first see, but what lies hidden within. The frog, mocked and scorned, was in truth a princess under enchantment. The youngest prince, as patience and faith won him the greatest treasure of all, a wife, as noble as his destiny.